Another busy day. I've got to go off to play hockey now. Then we're going to have our Chinese New Year lunch at the office. I hope to get back and do a little bit of Korean. Haven't given up on the Vancouver Canucks. I'll watch them a bit on TV. We're going to have some dinner. A busy day. I better get started. See you later. My duties is picking up lunch for our office Chinese New Year lunch. So I come to this Chinese restaurant straight from hockey. There's a lot of people. You can see Chinese on the wall here. Rocky Wateree. And here's my friend Steven. 恭喜發財 Steven。係我要咗啲嘢啊。好有。你打電話嚟啊？有我嘅即係公司打電話嚟。It's Chinese New Year, and we're having a Chinese New Year lunch here at the office. That is KP Wood. We're in lumber. We have software for the lumber industry and language and all this kind of stuff. And we have our staff. And so I'm going to turn this around, and we're all going to say something in a language, either our own language or a language of our choice. Please.
Čestita Nova Godina. 新年快樂。
明けましておめでとうございます。
恭喜發財。
Feliz Año Nuevo.
Nuevo.
Buon anno.
We did a retake.
Happy New Year.
I know that one.
ਨਵੇਂ ਸਾਲ ਦੀ ਵਧਾਈ ਹੋਵੇ।
You've got a funny regional accent on that. Because normally I understand that.
С Новым годом, друзья!
Oh my God, that's
새해 복 많이 받으세요.
Spanish and college. I can't get that.
And back to me here. I'm going to check. Geez. Szczęsny Nowy Rok. Now, all of you have to guess what these languages were. And talk to you later. I'm finally back at the office and hope to settle down and do a bit of Korean studying. Whoops, dropped a few things here. I guess, today, as I say, was a busy day. Only now have I got time to do something, although obviously in the car, driving to the office and driving to pick up the Chinese lunch and then driving home, I was listening. Just a couple of observations. First of all, I want to make it very clear that I didn't start Korean from scratch. A number of people are saying, gee, you're tremendous, for 2 weeks. No, 7 or 8 years ago, I studied Korean for about 6 months, listening and reading, an hour a day, on and off kind of thing. And then probably 2 or 3 years ago, I was in Japan on lumber, and I bought some Korean books, some of those Japanese Korean books I've shown you, and so I spent some time with them. I've also done a fair amount of reading of Korean at Link, off and on, sporadically. So I don't come at my Korean from nothing. My goal here in 3 months is to see how far I can move it forward with this extra push, this challenge, this greater intensity. Okay, so I'm not pretending that from a standing start, scratch position, I'm going to reach some exalted level in the language. All I want to do is improve. Now, the interesting thing is, despite all the listening that I've done, and then of course I leave it for a number of years because I'm doing Czech or Russian and so forth, I think that as I start up again, I very quickly get back to the level that I was at. That recovery is very quick. However, despite over 2 weeks of listening and reading, when I listen to things that I haven't listened to for a while, my comprehension isn't noticeably better. I think I have a better sense than ever of the definitions, the starting and ending of the words. I know what words people are saying. In some cases, I know the meaning of the word, but I'm not putting it all together into meaning. And the sort of improvement in that ability is not quick. And I mention that because I think it's important to be realistic. First of all, I consider the goal is comprehension. It's not difficult to get to where you can say something in the language and even say it quite well and sound as if you speak the language. But if you don't understand what people are saying back to you, then you can't really engage in any kind of meaningful conversation. And being meaningful is very important to me. So I want to get my comprehension up. But that is a slow process, and I know from experience that it takes a long time. People sometimes say to me, I've been studying Spanish for so many years and I have trouble understanding movies or understanding soap operas and stuff. It takes a long time to train the brain, at least for my brain. Maybe some people go faster. But the fact that people can spout some phrases in a language doesn't, and I include myself in that, I can spout phrases in Korean. It doesn't mean that I understand it. And the understanding takes lots of exposure for it to improve. But it eventually does improve. And you'll have these eureka moments where you understood everything or a lot. And so those are the moments that make it worthwhile. But one shouldn't be too anxious for quick results, because for most people, when it comes to comprehension, and comprehension is the base, when it comes to comprehension, it takes time.